Hello, how's it going, guys? Topic for today's video is what is the meaning behind my tattoo? So I have a tattoo on my left, inside of my left arm here. What does it mean? So we'll start off, what does a tattoo say, right? So it says love is better than anger, hope is better than fear, and optimism is better than despair. So I got this tattoo, man, it was about 4 years ago. And it was at this point in my life that I thought I was like all like emo and like all hip. So I've got like my plugs and I had like other piercings and stuff. I used to have like a lip piercing as well. I used to have a nipple piercing as well. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I really want a tattoo, right? And so it was something that I didn't want to just get a tattoo for the sake of getting a tattoo. So I wanted to obviously wait for something that was kind of like meaningful to me. So at this time, there's this really cool politician, and his name was Jack Layton. He was the leader of the NDP party here in Canada, the New Democratic Party. And I'm not into politics at all. Like, I couldn't even give a crap about politics. But this guy was just like the most inspiring guy ever, right? So he was just like one of those, like, he seemed like a real kind of like genuine person, right? And he was a politician as well, which is something that to me is not like really kind of like, not something that really goes hand in hand. Like, you see a lot of politicians and they can be very, you know, dogmatic and just very robotic, and it always feels like they're doing everything that's like really like scripted. But this guy actually seemed like really kind of like genuine and cool. And so a lot of young Canadians especially were really drawn to him because he seemed like he had like a lot of hope for the future of Canada, whereas like, you know, some of the other politicians were just kind of like boring and like whatever. But this guy, he was just really cool. And to make a long story short, he had just come off an amazing election. So the NDP became the official opposition party in Canada, which is, I believe it was the first time that they'd ever actually reached that many seats in Parliament. But throughout that election, Jack had been going through some personal health ailments, and he had prostate cancer. So it was something that he had been dealing with for a number of years, and it had started to take a turn for the worse. And he did end up passing away, it was just about 4 years ago, and actually I remember hearing it on the radio. And he had written this letter to like all Canadians, right? Like, it wasn't just for like his party or whatever. It was just for all Canadians. And his final last words were, "Love is better than anger, hope is better than fear, optimism is better than despair. So if we can all be loving, hopeful, and optimistic, then we can change the world." And that was like his final last words. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, that is like amazing, right? And it was at a point in my life where I was basically going to quit my job as an electrician. I was going to go out west in Canada and really start to live my life how I wanted to live it. And so when I heard that, I was like, that's something that I want to get tattooed on my arm. So that's the meaning behind it, is that for me, it's almost kind of like a reminder to choose love over anger, hope over fear, and optimism over despair. So it's just this reminder that I have on my arm. And it's not something that, obviously, I've lived 100% true throughout the last 4 years of my life. But it's something that I'm always, you know, working towards, obviously, that I'm being more loving towards myself and loving and compassionate and empathetic with people all around the world, and, you know, being more hopeful about the future, right? Because I try not to focus on the problems in the world. There's so many problems that we can focus on, but if we're always constantly focusing on the problem, then we're not focusing on the solution. So it's this nice little reminder that I have on my arm just to kind of remind me to be more loving, to be more hopeful, to be more optimistic about things that are going on in the world, about my own life as well. And that's the meaning behind that tattoo. And if you're gonna get a tattoo, I'd just suggest getting a tattoo. Just don't get it just for the sake of getting it, right? Like, I know, yeah, it looks kind of cool and people have commented on it and they think it's cool and stuff, but you want to have some meaning behind it, right? If you're going to get something inked permanently onto your body, make sure that you have some really good, strong meaning behind it. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace out.